Football is here to stay. After an undefeated home season and a second straight 10-win year, the Tigers are looking for more in 2025.
Eli and the boys have done it again.
With a top 10 transfer portal class and a strong home schedule highlighted by Kansas, Alabama, South Carolina, and Texas A&M, you don't want to miss out. Get your spot in line by joining the season ticket waitlist at mutigers.com/FB waitlist. MIZ.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that cost you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free!
Good afternoon and welcome to KSMO Radio. Let's take a look at your noon hour weather situation. Today will continue to be sunny with a high temperature near 88 and our heat index value will be as high as 92 degrees. Calm winds will become southwesterly around 6 miles per hour this afternoon. Then tonight we do have a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms after 5 a.m. with partly cloudy skies and low around 69 degrees. Southerly winds tonight will be 5 to 8 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow we have a chance of showers and thunderstorms, then showers and possibly a thunderstorm during tomorrow afternoon. Chance of precipitation is 80% and new rainfall amounts between 1/2 and 3/4 inch are possible. High temperature tomorrow will be near 84 with southwesterly winds 9 to 13 miles per hour with gusts as high as 24 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms likely before 10 p.m., then a chance of showers between 10 and 1. Chance of precipitation tomorrow night is 60% and new rainfall amounts between 1/4 and 1/2 inch are possible. We expect mostly cloudy skies, low around 64 degrees, and winds will be out of the west at 3 to 8 miles per hour. Those winds could gust as high as 18 miles per hour. Thursday's Juneteenth, and all the state and federal offices are closed on Thursday for that holiday. Will be sunny with a high near 84 with northwesterly winds 3 to 5 miles per hour. Then Thursday night will be mostly clear with low around 63 degrees. Friday should be sunny with a high near 89. We have clear skies in the forecast for Friday night with a low temperature around 71. Then our weekend's going to start out on Saturday and it'll be sunny and hot with a high near 92. Saturday night, skies will be clear with a low around 71 degrees, then sunny and hot on Sunday with a high again near 92 degrees. Skies should be mostly clear Sunday night with a low around 71, and Monday that new work week starts out with sunny skies and a high temperature near 91 degrees. And that is your noon hour weather update brought to you by all of us here at KSMO, where it's now time for the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report.
I love feedback. Hello, everyone. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield, and this is my 2 cents. If you respond to what I've said, I assume that I have touched on a subject for which you have at least some passion, and so I expect the feedback I receive from you to be fueled by that passion. If I'm going to get up on my hind legs and tell you what I think, I must respect others who do the same. I do not, however, respect those who are incapable of communicating their differences with me without using expletives, insulting my heritage, or making threats. I received an email a couple of years ago that started with, "I think 2 cents is a gross inflation of your worth." That opening line not only caught my attention, but made me laugh out loud, and it still does to this day. I was intrigued to read the note, which turned out to be focused on my vocal support of a citizen's right to keep and bear arms. The high school science teacher who sent the email berated me for failing to share his beliefs on gun control. The problem for me was not the man's opinion or even his unfounded claims. The problem is that he was a bully. He called me names. He made disparaging remarks about me and others like me. He put words in my mouth, which is one of my greatest pet peeves. He threw down the gauntlet, challenging me to sink to his level of immaturity. I did not take the bait. Maybe I could have learned something from him or him from me, or maybe we could have just agreed to disagree. But there was no opportunity to truly communicate. I will always try to be patient, transparent, clear, and above all, respectful, even when it's really hard to do. I'm Cindy Young with Brownfield. That's my 2 cents.
This Spotlight on Soybeans is brought to you by Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff. University of Missouri economist Ben Brown says soybean demand growth has come from soybean oil use for fuel, but that's now awaiting policy clarity.
Until we can figure out some of that, prices seem to be kind of trading in a range that matches the global supply and demand picture that we know of today, outside of the potentials for added uses down the road.
Brown's soybean marketing advice is that, especially post-harvest, there should be a plan for no longer holding the crop either on paper or in the bin.
Have defined periods of ending an exit strategy to be able to get out. Because if you don't, then you just keep rolling on and end up with product that you're storing and paying large storage costs on for a longer period of time.
Learn more online at mosoy.org and on the Spotlight podcast from Missouri soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Have you checked out the Country Mart website at www.tcmarkets.com? If not, you really need to. You'll find their weekly specials, coupons, inside the store information, and also tasty recipes from TC Markets on there as well. Plus, don't forget to like Country Mart's Facebook page. Like or comment on it for a chance to win something from the deli, and the winner will be announced on Wednesday each week. Just another reason to shop at Country Mart in Salem.
Have you seen Town Screen yet? It's one of the most affordable ways to get your message out in the community. With strategically placed vertical screens in numerous locations in Salem, check it out at the Salem License Office, Roberts Judson Lumber Company, and the Main Street Country Corner Cafe, just to name a few. Find out more about how you can use Town Screen for everything local. Stop by 800 South Main or call 636-338-1199. Hometown created and maintained, Town Screen in Salem.
A slow start to the week for direct cash cattle business, and cash hogs ended the day higher. Good morning, I'm Megan Grebner with the Brownfield Livestock Market Report, brought to you by Propane. The Propane Farm Research Program offers compensation for using propane equipment. More information is available at propane.com/PFRP. Direct cash cattle trade activity was quiet. Show lists for the week are higher across all major feeding areas. Bids and asking prices didn't surface Monday. Significant trade volume will likely hold out until the latter half of the week. At mid-session at the Oklahoma National Stockyards, feeder steers were steady to $3 lower. Feeder heifers were mostly steady. The USDA says kind and conditions are playing a role in demand. Steer and heifer calves were $2 to $5 lower. There were many unweaned or short-weaned calves in the offering. Supply was mostly average and not as attractive as recent weeks. Medium and large one feeder steers, 651 to 695 pounds, brought $326 to $341. Medium and large one feeder heifers, 806 to 833 pounds, brought $250 to $282. Box beef closed sharply higher with very strong demand for light offerings. Choice was up $432 at $382.11. Select closed $397 higher at $367.47. Estimated cattle slaughter was 103,000 head, down 9,000 on the week and down nearly 13,000 on the year. Cash hogs closed higher with a fairly light negotiated run. Processors started the week more aggressive in their procurement efforts and bid up to move needed numbers. Demand has remained an overall bright spot in the market, but China does remain the wild card. Domestic demand has seen some strength recently, and that's helping provide additional price support. The industry is also monitoring the availability of market-ready hogs and hog weights. Barrows and gilts at the National Daily Direct were up $1.17 with a weighted average of 106.12. The Iowa Minnesota closed $2 higher with a weighted average of 107.81, and the Western Corn Belt was up $1.87 with a weighted average of 107.58. Pork values ended the day higher, up $1.42 at 119.48. Bellies, butts, and picnics were all sharply higher. And estimated hog slaughter was 478,000 head, down 2,000 on the week and up about 18,000 on the year. At the CME, live and feeder cattle were sharply higher, supported by recent fundamentals, and lean hog futures ended the day higher, supported by strong cash and wholesale business. I'm Megan Grebner for Brownfield.
What would it take for my child to only miss half a day of school for treatment?
What would it take to fund a cure for childhood cancer?
It would take all of us to come together to support the research. Research to discover more effective treatments for the 1 in 285 children in the U.S. who will be diagnosed with cancer. Children's Cancer Research Fund is a national nonprofit dedicated to ending childhood cancer. Join us. Go to childrenscancer.org today.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
That has been the Brownfield Commentary and Midday Livestock Report. It is now time for a look at updated funeral announcements being brought to you as courtesy of Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County for over 30 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they are available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today. Be sure and pick one up every weekday or check it out online. Emil Dean Flett Ray of Chesterfield, Missouri, formerly of Salem, passed away Thursday, June 12th at the age of 83 years. Funeral services for Emil Dean Flett Ray will be Saturday, June 21st at 2 in the afternoon at the Salem Chapel of James Gar Mortuary. Visitation will be held at the chapel prior to the service from 11 until service time at 2 o'clock. Entry will be at the Cedar Grove Cemetery. And all arrangements for Emil Dean Flett Ray, formerly of Salem, are under the direction of the James Gar Mortuary of Salem. That has been a look at updated funeral announcements brought to you as a courtesy of Your World Today. Your World Today is the only daily news flyer in Dent County. It is available in over 40 locations in Salem and in Bunker, and online at our website where you need to be sure and check it out, KSMOradio.com. Your World Today has been serving Dent County for over 30 years, and the best part about it is absolutely free.
Out of town and want to know what's going on in Salem, how the Salem Tigers did, or who may have passed away? There's only one way to get that information quickly, and that's by going to Your World Today online. Go to KSMOradio.com and click on the Your World Today button, and you'll get the latest edition online, or check out the Your World Today archives. And if you are in town, pick one up in any of the 30-plus locations in Salem and Bunker. Your World Today, they're free!
It is now time for a look at local news, and it's being brought to you by Southwest Baptist University's Salem campus. SBU's Salem campus provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding area. For more on degrees and programs, stop by SBU's Salem campus today at 501 South Grand Street, or you can call them at 573-729-7071. I'm Bob Parsons reporting. The Salem Memorial Hospital Torch Community Leadership Board is accepting applications for community grants through the Transformation of Rural Community Health, that's what TORCH stands for, project. Salem Memorial Hospital is one of 6 hospitals collaborating with the Missouri Health Net in the pilot program, which focuses on improving health outcomes for Medicaid patients by addressing social determinants of health. The hospital is partnering with Healthy Dent County, Compass Health, Dent County Health Center, Aging Best, South Central Missouri Community Area Action Agency, and Four Rivers Community Health Center on the initiative. Population health goals for Dent County include increasing dental care access for Medicaid members under 21, improving blood pressure and diabetes control among eligible Medicaid members, reducing emergency room visits for COPD patients, and increasing follow-up visits after emergency department visits for mental health or self-harm. Grants will address gaps in community services with funding available for expanding staffing, securing facilities, purchasing equipment, and overcoming logistical challenges. Categories include community service, transportation, behavioral health access, diabetes prevention, food insecurity, maternal child health, obesity prevention, primary care access, and quality of life. Applications are due July 14th, 2025, with awards announced by August 11th. Maximum funding is $240,000 per grant for projects running August 2025 through September 2026. A question and answer session will be held Friday, June 27th at 9 a.m. and 2 p.m. at the Salem Community Center at the Armory. Organizations seeking information or applications should contact Tabitha Standfast, Torch Program Manager at tstanfast@smdh.net. If you're thinking about raising some poultry for family use, wondering about the steps to processing poultry, or just interested in learning new skills, participants in the University Extension Home Poultry Processing Workshop on June 24th will have that experience. The workshop will be held at the Salem Farmers Market at 200 South Main Street on Saturday afternoon and evening, June 24th, from 5 until 7. Topics to be included are humane slaughter, scalding, plucking, and dressing poultry. The workshop will equip participants with everything they need to know to prepare home-raised chickens for the freezer. The cost of the workshop is $35 and everything will be supplied. Registration must be completed today by calling the Dent County Extension Office at 573-729-3196, or you can go online at https://extension.missouri.edu/events/home-processing-dent-county. The Missouri Department of Conservation will offer 4 kayaking programs in July, including sessions on the Big Piney and Merrimack Rivers near Salem. Participants will learn kayaking safety during ground school, then receive paddling instruction and practice on the water. Fishing poles and bait will be provided for those wishing to fish from kayaks. Programs include Introduction to Flatwater Kayaking from 3:30 to 6 in the afternoon, July 7th at Little Prairie Conservation Area's Towel Lake North parking lot. 3 Introduction to Stream Kayaking sessions are scheduled, 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, July 12th at Big Piney River Bridge on Western Road. 8:45 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, July 19th at MDC Scottsford Access on the Merrimack River, and 8:45 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon, July 26th at MDC Woodson K. Woods Highway 8 Access on the Merrimack River. Participants will be shuttled to starting points for stream programs. Floating down streams and paddling around lakes are fantastic ways to enjoy Missouri's great outdoors, said Dwight Warnke, MDC conservation educator and program instructor. Whether your passion is angling, wildlife watching, or simply drifting down streams, a day on the water will lift your spirits. Kayaks, paddles, and life jackets will be provided. Participants 13 and older may register, and those that are under 18 require an adult. Closed-toe shoes are required, and participants 16 and older must possess a valid fishing permit if they plan to fish. Registration is available online at mdc-event-web.s, then the number 3, licensing.com by searching for specific program dates. More events can be found at mdc.mo.gov/events. The Missouri Department of Conservation encourages public to discover nature during frogging season, beginning June 30th at sunset through October 31st. Those with a fishing permit or small game hunting permit may go frogging for bullfrogs and green frogs. The daily limit is 8 frogs of both species combined, and the possession limit is 16 frogs of both species combined. Only the daily limit may be possessed on waters and bank of waters where frogging. MDC notes that daily limits end at midnight. Froggers who catch their daily limit before midnight and want to return for more frogging after midnight must remove the daily limit of previously caught frogs from the waters or banks before returning. The public can go frogging with a fishing or small game hunting permit, but children 15 and under, Missouri residents 65 years and older are not required to have a permit. Those using a fishing permit may take frogs by hand net, atlatl, gig, bow, trout line, throw line, limb line, bank line, jug line, snagging, snaring, grabbing, or pole and line. With a small game hunting permit, frogs may be harvested using a .22 caliber or smaller rimfire rifle or pistol, pellet gun, atlatl, bow, crossbow, or by hand or hand net. The use of artificial light is permitted when frogging, and if you'd like more information, visit MDC online at https://short-mdc.mo.gov/ZXZ. The Missouri State Highway Patrol would like to remind the public that driver examination stations throughout the state will be closed Thursday, June 19th, for the observance of Juneteenth. Normal operations will resume on Friday, June 20th. And for more news, follow the Missouri State Highway Patrol on X at MSHP Trooper GHQ. As summer approaches, the hot weather months may present challenges for many consumers who struggle to cool their homes. The Missouri Public Service Commission offers some suggestions on how to save on energy usage and reduce your bill. To aid in cooling the home, make sure furniture and draperies are not blocking cooling outlets. Blocked outlets restrict air circulation, overwork the cooling equipment, and increase operating costs. Using ceiling fans to assist in cooling. In the summer, blades should rotate counterclockwise when viewed from the below. Make sure the air conditioner filter is clean and replace filters as needed. Consider installing a smart thermostat, which are Wi-Fi enabled devices that automatically adjust your home's heating and cooling, allowing for remote control and energy savings. They connect to your home's internet network and can be managed through a smartphone app or web interface. Consider whether a time-based rate plan that adjusts electricity prices based on the time of day the energy is used. Consider if that's a good option for your household. For additional information on available rate plans, please contact your utility provider. Representatives from Missouri State Parks invite the public to provide input for Echo Bluff State Park's Conceptual Development Plan update. The 30-day comment period began June 4th with a survey available online at mostateparks.com/CDP. For more information, call Daniel Engler, Planning Section Manager, at 573-751-8462. Echo Bluff State Park is located at 35244 Echo Bluff Drive near Eminence. For more information on state parks and historic sites, visit mostateparks.com. Missouri State Parks is a division of the Missouri Department of Natural Resources. Well, that has been a look at local news, and it was brought to you by SBU's Salem campus at 501 South Grand Street, where they offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, criminal justice, and elementary education. For more about SBU's Salem campus, contact them at 573-729-7071.
Southwest Baptist University campus in Salem provides quality higher education close to home for residents of Dent County and the surrounding areas. The classes at SBU Salem campus are taught in the afternoon and evenings, making a degree attainable for people who are in the workforce or can't afford to go off to get a degree. We offer degrees in nursing, which is an RN bridge program, elementary education. For more information on the degrees and programs, please contact admissions counselor Chris Welch to schedule an appointment as a prospective or returning student.
Warmer weather is finally here, and it's time to bust out of the house and out of your routines. Get outside and try something new, like the new Bacon Cajun Ranch McCrispy, paired with an Oreo frappe and McDonald's world-famous fries. Say yes to spring with tender chicken covered in tangy Cajun Ranch sauce. You can even get 25% off any order of $5 or more when you use mobile order and pay in the app. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Offer valid through May 19th, 2024 at participating McDonald's. Valid once a day. Excludes tax. Must opt into rewards. Oreo is a trademark of Mondelez International Group, used under license.
Hola, this is Cardinals broadcaster Polo Asensio. On Saturday, June 21st, the Cardinals host the Reds, and 20,000 fans ages 16 and older will take home a Cardinals polo. No, not me. A polo shirt featuring the Cardinals City Connect design, thanks to Busey Bank. Plus, 10,000 kids 15 and under will take home a Mason Wind Growth chart, courtesy of Missouri Farmers Care. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/promotions.
What's the fastest way for you to get yourself up to date on the latest in news, sports, weather, and obituaries that cost you absolutely nothing? It's Your World Today. Serving Salem and Dent County now for over 20 years, Your World Today is 4 pages of information that will take you about 5 minutes to read, and they're available in over 30-plus locations in Salem and in Bunker. Your World Today. Pick one up every weekday. They're free.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Every day is a perfect day for a Craftsman 4-gallon wet dry vac. It's powerful, portable, and perfect for any job, big or small. Pick up a Craftsman 4-gallon wet dry vac today at your local Ace Hardware store or from Amazon.
It is now time for a look at local and regional sports. It's being brought to you as a courtesy of your Ozark sports leader, KSMO. The St. Louis Cardinals remain on the road, starting a new 3-game series with the Chicago White Sox tonight. Tune in live right here on your hometown radio station, KSMO 1340 AM, or on 95.7 FM at 545 for the pregame show. First pitch is scheduled for 6:40. The series will wrap up Thursday before the Cardinals return home to face the Cincinnati Reds on Friday. Kansas City Royals are heading to the Lone Star State to face the Rangers tonight. This is the start of a 6-game road trip for the Royals that will also include a visit to San Diego before returning home next Tuesday to face the Tampa Bay Rays. Tonight's game starts at 7:05. And that has been a look at local regional sports brought to you as a courtesy of KSMO. Stay tuned for a look at sports from the Missouri Net.
The Net Sports Report is presented by Mango, Missouri's natural gas operators, reminding you that natural gas is flammable and dangerous if there's a leak. If you smell gas, leave fast.
Missouri Net Sports, I'm Bill Pollock. It's the first day of a 3-day mandatory mini camp for the Chiefs. Running back Kareem Hunt, who rejoined the team last season, played in 13 games and started 8, rushed for 728 yards. It was the most rushing yards he's had in his career since the 2020 season. Hunt will turn 30 during this training camp and explains why he wanted to return to KC for his 9th pro year.
I feel like it's some unfinished business. I love the guys here. I love the staff and good people all around.
The Cardinals have lost 10 of their last 14 games, and they lost a couple of close ones to the Milwaukee Brewers. They dropped to 37-35. They're in 3rd place in the Central. Miles Michaelis says nobody giving up yet.
We're keeping our heads up. Being in the games late can make those losses tough, but it also lets you know that you're in it. We know that as long as we can stay in those games, that we're going to keep winning them, and we're having fun. We're still in here listening to music, having fun with each other, making jokes. We're not putting our heads down and, moping around the clubhouse. That's not what we're going to do, so...
Matthew Libator will start tonight for the Cardinals. They're in Chicago taking on the White Sox. The Royals had a players-only meeting before their loss on Sunday. It didn't help in the win column. They lost their 6th straight. But Noah Cameron says a lot came out of it.
Yeah, I think as a team, I think we were a little bit playing more together. I thought the energy was a little bit better today. So we're just going to continue, obviously, building off that and try and go on the road and get 6 wins.
Yeah, after losing 6 at home, they start a series against the Texas Rangers in Arlington. Seth Lugo on the mound. And St. Louis native Matthew Tkachuk and the Florida Panthers have a chance to clinch their 2nd straight Stanley Cup. They face the Edmonton Oilers in Game 6 tonight. Bill Pollock, Missouri Net Sports.
Ever lose your keys? Is that normal aging, dementia, or something else? Fear often stops us from asking for a simple checkup from the neck up. Knowing your numbers, blood pressure, blood sugar, and cholesterol are common, but your cognitive numbers are also important. Request our free guide. It's filled with tips for better brain health, facts about dementia, and much more. Go to 1-800-DEMENTIA.org or call 1-800-DEMENTIA. Your brain will thank you.
Many Americans have missed regular dental care in the past few years. It's important to see a dentist twice a year to identify any problems early. Taking care of your oral health helps overall health. Brushing at least twice a day with fluoride toothpaste and flossing daily can help prevent oral health problems. For more information, visit hrsa.gov/oral-health.
Knowledge is power, especially as livestock producers navigate unprecedented volatility in the markets. Hi, I'm Megan Grebner, host of Brownfield's Weekly Livestock Market Update. Each week, we check in with our expert ag economists to find out what's driving the markets and how it impacts your operations. While no one can guarantee your profitability, we can provide insight and data to make better, more informed decisions for your operation. Tune in to the Weekly Livestock Market Update each week on Brownfield.
It is now time for news from the Missouri Net. Then stay tuned to KSMO. I'll be back after the top of the hour with your latest KSMO weather forecast.
If you need to hire, you know it takes time. Well, what if you could meet with qualified candidates the very next day? Now you can with Zip Intro from ZipRecruiter. You simply pick a time and it does all the work of finding and scheduling qualified candidates for you. Then you choose who you want to talk to and meet with great people on back-to-back video calls as soon as the next day.
Try Zip Intro for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Zip Intro. Post jobs today. Talk to qualified candidates tomorrow.
We are Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance, and we're here for all of life's wins. Like when you get a new car, or new boat, or new driver, or when your son moves out, but your mom moves in, or you find out you're expecting again, or when one rental property turns into 2, then 20, or you realize they're all in Tornado Alley. Life is full of life events. Make sure you have the right policy for each of life's wins.
A life event could qualify you for a discount. Call me, Willie Strader, your Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance agent, and we will make sure you have the coverage you need.
Missouri Net News, I'm Elisa Nelson. Missouri Congressman Emanuel Cleaver says he was informed his name appeared on a list linked to the suspect accused of killing a Minnesota lawmaker and her husband. KMBC TV in Kansas City reports Cleaver's office is coordinating with local law enforcement to ensure the safety of Cleaver, his family, and his staff. Missouri is in the process of updating its parole rules. During a public hearing, Clifton Davis with Primrose Path Legal Services in Columbia said many violation-free parolees with successful supervision are being denied final discharge, often without clear reason.
Supervision is meant to support reentry, not to indefinitely monitor those who have proven they no longer require it.
And most of the St. Louis area is under an orange air quality alert through 8 p.m. An orange alert means that air quality is expected to be unhealthy for kids, seniors, and people with heart and lung conditions. This is Missouri Net.
Having low income can mean making tough choices. Choosing between paying for food or medication or a place to live is a reality for many people. Do you know someone who could use some extra help? Find out about the Supplemental Security Income Program, SSI, administered by Social Security. You could receive monthly SSI payments if your income and financial resources are low and you are 65 or older, or an adult or child with a disability or who is blind. SSI is money you can use to help pay for basic needs, like putting food on the table, keeping the lights on, paying the rent. It can mean new shoes for growing feet or help with medical needs. Call 1-800-772-1213 or visit ssa.gov/SSI to schedule an appointment or start to apply today. That's ssa.gov/SSI. This message produced by Social Security at U.S. taxpayer expense.